Well, good morning, everyone. It's 8:01, so we're on time, on track, and we'll try and maintain this as often as we can at this time. So if you're into watching it live, you know when to schedule your alarms and bits and pieces. I think there's a way, certainly on YouTube there is, of getting a ding dong, saying, yeah, we're there now, come in and catch the live when it's actually happening rather than the replay. Anyway, and we'll, if all goes well, we'll sort of be putting a tracker update every day. And there's going to be some interesting things happening as they progress towards the Barrier Reef, get through there up to Thursday Island or Darwin, depending on where they're going, and then the various weather issues, currents and calms and choppy waves in the Arafura Sea over the top there as they're making their way down into the Indian Ocean and into Cocos. And then it gets really interesting, as you'll know. Anyway, busy days here. I flashed up. I'll talk about that at the end. I think I'll probably go straight into the tracker. But anyway, no, I'll put it here now. That's Secret Cove. That was where all the boats were. All that's been removed now. Flags and banners are down. We had them up in various places around the marina. We did all that yesterday, and we had a few various aspects to wrap up here. And it was only in the late afternoon. It was a busy day. I said, jeepers, haven't done the bloody press release again. So yeah, we're going to get the press release done about the start shortly. So all of you who are following on Facebook and YouTube, you're getting the latest. It is available on the website. So yes, we're normally when you start a race, you issue a press release. They're underway, blah 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 blah. But Jane and I have been particularly busy, and we didn't quite get there. I won't call it burnout, but it was sort of, as much as it was exciting to see them get going, it was like, jeepers, okay, now we can not slow down a bit, but maybe get some sleep and stuff. Although then again, things starting today. I was up at 5 o'clock working, doing stuff because Europe is on a different time, so that's where we're working half the time on other stuff as well. And 8 o'clock is going to be 10 o'clock in Europe. Most people will be going to bed, so at least you know it's coming up while you're starting to snooze. So there we have it. So let's get straight onto the tracker. G'day, Jonathan. So that's a good time, 4 in the afternoon on the East Coast. That's cool. Okay, straight into the tracker. And it's kind of interesting. In fact, I was surprised when I got up this morning. So you're on the tracker and I'm on the tracker. First of all, don't worry about the leaderboard. If you're watching the leaderboard, there's another glitch there. We're showing VMGs at 9 knots and 8.9 or whatever. That'll slowly disappear. Distance sailed in the last 24 hours is showing 320 miles, 346 miles. Oh, no, sorry, that's distance to the finish. Anyway, it's mainly just the VMG, so speeds. So don't worry about that. It'll get right. I sent Yellow Brick a message, so we'll get out of that. At the moment, you can still basically see what's going on because they're all sailing from Fiji. And I looked at that and thought, what's Christian doing down there? Thinking it's a huge distance, but it's only a bit over 100 miles north to south between Carey and Christian, so that's not too bad. But still definitely sailing away from the mark, which is not a good idea, let alone the fact that when you factor in the weather, maybe he's trying to go under this calm that's coming up. But we'll have to wait and see. You don't know exactly what local weather they're getting. It's showing there, for instance, that it's coming from the north, but very light. So let's start the game down here. I'd like to put in the reference points there. So here we go with Christian. Hang on, I can make this a bit bigger by pulling that up to there. Get rid of that. Pull the fleet down to there, and then we've got Christian. We can't quite see him there. Okay, 3.9 knots, not fast. 101 mile day, so he cracked the 100. It's going to go slow today because you can see what's going on. Maybe Christian's down here because he wants to. This band of southwesterlies is probably extending pretty quickly upwards, so we'll look at that in a minute. And when it comes, he'll be in a better position to zip up north, maybe. Compared to the others, but who knows? So Gary, 3.3 knots. It was good to see him have a chat yesterday. 99 nautical miles in the last 24 hours. A few of the sailors are putting in their daily or not daily, but occasional video chat rather, and Jane's compiling them at the end of each day, which is kind of fun because it's all in the one spot. So if you haven't seen them, just keep an eye out for that. It'll be late in our day, which is morning time, or is it? I don't know exactly when they go up, but I think Jane put those ones up about 11 o'clock last night. And you can see a compile of whoever's sent a video. It's all there. So he's having a pretty good time, a little bit frustrated, a little bit messy like everyone getting started, but he's there and he's racing and he's not far behind the others. Ayrton doing 3.9 knots, so it's definitely softening, and did a 102-mile day. It was a fast at the beginning. Adam doing 4.2 knots, 101-mile day. And Josh doing 3.7, 103-mile day. They're absolutely moving as a fleet. Eric, 3.5 knots, 98-mile day. Jasmine, 3.6 knots, 100-mile day. And Jacob's up there with all of them, 3.8 knots, 100-mile day. So no one's going anywhere in a hurry. Pila, 4 knots and 110-mile day. So that's pretty impressive. And then the situation with Holiday Dan and Renaud on top of each other, but Holiday Dan is still a little bit in front, 116-mile day, and Holiday Dan still holding the lead, but Renaud is about to pass him by the look of it. Depends on many things. 4.5 knots and 113-mile day, so he's still pegged out. We're just a little bit close there. So he's lost 3 miles compared to Renaud. And what's Kerry doing? Is he going to be on a lead? Not sure. 4.1 knots, 118-mile day, so that's one of the fastest for the day. He held the breeze a little bit longer than the others, maybe. But what's this big? It's changed shape. This big area of no wind, dead ahead. You can see it's got a kidney up here, big sort of lump. And Kerry was obviously trying to get over the top of the breeze. We'll walk that through in a minute. It's thinner down here, and the southwesterly's coming, so that's about all there is to say for that. I'm going to get the other keyboard. Okay, sorry, stand by. Just got to go over here. I lost my G on the keyboard, and I lost my right and left arrows many, many months ago, and I'm using a mobile keyboard rather than throwing my computer away. So, a Wi-Fi keyboard. So I need the left and right. Okay, so we're ready to go. Here we go on the weather. So there's 3 hours in. Oh, Kerry's going to cop it more than the others, but the others are going to get headwinds. That's interesting. So you can see there within 6 hours, this breeze that's coming, it's headwinds. That's very interesting. At least Kerry won't have the headwinds. But then again, even though it's headwinds down here, they'll be able to go over onto Port Tack and just run across it. It's not going to stay headwinds for long, but it looks like it's going to come. There might be some instability there. They've all been talking about overcast and rain and all that sort of stuff. That's what you get when it's here like this. And I'll keep rolling the wind direction, and we'll look at the sun, cloud, rain situation as well. So, okay, so the middle of the fleet will be getting a northwesterly before it turns around to a southwesterly. That's typically what happens in a front. So it's cloud and rain on the northwesterly, and as soon as it swings, it'll go blue sky. That's usually what happens. So there's the next 3 hours, moving pretty quick, going southwest. The sun comes out, and yeah, they'll all flop over onto Port Tack. So in that sense, well, if it's light winds, Kerry may still get a bit of a push because it's going to be just forward of the beam. It's going to be reaching rather than reaching rather than close reaching. So anyway, a bit hard to say, but the wind's going to fill in for sure within 12 hours. So within 12 hours, the picture's going to change completely. Christian's all right. He'll be able to get it on the quarter because he's down south. Maybe that's what he did it for. Who knows? But they're all pretty much of a pack. And to give you an idea, as I say, north to south, Kerry to Christian's only about 100 miles. So here we go through. It's still on the 29th. So there we go. That's looking okay. 24 hours coming up to the 48 hours. Yeah, plenty of breeze then. It's pushing them in the right direction. They're all going to go fast. So Kerry's just on the run line. Interesting point. He's north of the run line, rather. And generally, I mean, they can go through anywhere here, zigzag, but that's the most obvious, which is where the run line. So let's just do a distance from the run line to the boats, and we'll see who's closest to that point. Come on. Nope, must be two there. There is. Rightio. So Kerry is 226 miles from that turn point, and the others are 228. So he's 2 mile closer. So in terms of the leaderboard and so on, you've got Dan who's actually leading, but in terms of tactically on the course, I would say Kerry is actually in front of Holiday Dan right now. And because the wind's going to be on the beam for a couple of days, it's only 200 miles away, so it's only 2 days. He's going to ride that through. So Kerry's looking okay. He's actually in a technically a commanding position. He's going to get a wetter ride than the others, but good place to be. Holiday Dan and Renault are looking good, so it's really close. And then if we come back to just refer to the line in between the two, if we come back here to Pila, she's only 20 miles behind, which is nothing. 20 miles is nothing. So the fun continues. What's the currents doing now? Get rid of that. Come in here. Currents benign. Nothing happening. They're going to get a big shift over the top here. That's probably a knot. So that's 24 miles in 24 hours. So that could be quick. They could get 140-mile days up there when they get there, which is good. What else can I tell you? Day, night, day, clouds and rain. Clouds, yeah, it's what I said. There's the northwesterly, and once it rolls over southwest, there's nothing. Blue sky over here. It's about to finish. So the rain that they've been getting is all over, and they'll be back into beautiful trade wind sailing. So that's kind of fun for them. Temperature is pretty cool, I'd say. Oh no, it's showing that's high 20s. So yeah, they're going north as well. So yeah, it's going to get a bit warm again. Okay, so we're done on that one, I reckon. Yep, that's not a lot to talk about. So coming back here, but I'm hit that. Okay, so hello captains, love how and what you're doing. Fair winds, thanks Anita. I'll just hide that from there. Yeah, so what's been happening? The big thing is just prepping everything. The managers play a critical role here, and it's all got to do with pre-alerts into Australia. Australia is one of, it used to be, and I think it still is, the world's largest island, right? Not quite a continent, but so there's serious quarantine issues. Quarantine, biosecurity, also security, like Australian Border Force are very particular. There'll be, when they're closing the coast, they'll have planes over the top of them probably nearly every day, checking out what's going on. They have regular patrols all around the north of Australia, checking out boats, and they call you up on Channel 16. They zip down to about sometimes 700, less than 1,000 feet. Call them up on the radio, ask for the last port of call, positive identification and so on. So, and biosecurity is super strict, and most of the boats have cleaned their hulls here, taken photos, ready for the biosecurity thing. And even then, when they go to Darwin, I think part of the procedure is they will, at the cost of the Australian government, put divers on the boat to check the boat. That's what they do for normal cruising boats, and possibly sometimes put them in a chemical bath, like whatever, just to make sure they're clean. And if you're dirty, then you pay. If you're not dirty, the government pays, something like that. So a huge amount of paperwork and forms. We just updated all of the entrant managers yesterday on both of those issues. We're in discussions with the Australians on that. So they're all super friendly and blah, 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 but they are very particular. So some will be going to Thursday Island, as you know, and some will go to Darwin, yet to be decided. So the weather plays a bit on that as well. And the big issue, which I know none of the entrants are planning to stop in the Barrier Reef, but if they get into trouble, they may have to. And so we've really rammed it into the entrance. When I say get into trouble, if they arrive at the wrong time, day, night, day, whatever, and they're sailing through, you can use your wind vane and autopilot to help you, but you've got hazards all around. And if night time's coming, even though you've got your GPS, Depending on the weather, they may be in a difficult situation. The safest thing to do then is to try and hide behind a reef and anchor. But we've made it very clear if they're thinking of anything like that, they've got to make sure there's a yacht reporting system. They've got to send an email to tell the authorities what's going on. Otherwise, they'll have a plane over them in no time. So what are you stopping for? Because they monitor the trackers as well. We've given all access to the tracking, 24-hour tracking to all of the various government departments besides rescue coordination in AMSA, with customs, immigration, the biosecurity side. They'll know exactly where the boats are all the time. So let's see how that all evolves. They're on a grand adventure. Okay. G'day, Jonathan. Dark Hansa, good news. Jacob, ear infection is cleared up and is returning to normal. If you can call him normal. He ain't normal. He's very excitable, very passionate kind of guy. But good to hear his ear is playing up. We got the usual report from Brenda. That's Eric's manager, rather. Update, that was day 1. We haven't got day 2 yet. Fiji to Thursday Island. After a slow start, wind picked up, clocked up 100 miles in 24 hours. Hydrovane's doing well, so Sun Bear is looking good. We got the same from Azu, from Urton. He sent us a couple of videos, and everything is good with Urton. He sent me another couple of personal messages as well. He's having a good time. He reports in on Trekker. And what have we got? Christian, no, everything's looking pretty good. They've all got little stories. So, I'm going to turn the water on again for Jane. Okay. So, it's okay. Anita, hi to all captains. Yep, doing. Love how and what you're doing. Thanks for that. Yeah, they're all doing really well. Peeler's cool. Peeler's doing well. So that's it for us. We'll see you all again tomorrow, maybe. So like and share and all that sort of thing. Tell people what's going on, and we'll see you again tomorrow. See you later. Come on.